It is the Golden Rose here with a late night oracle read for you. We are tapping in this evening to see what invitations are approaching the collective's energetic field next for engagement or release. What invitations approach the energetic field of the collective next and offer the choice of engagement or release? Right away, I'll take one or two more cards only. Clarify the stone. There's one. I'm going to call that good. The bottom of the deck is the crone, and what I would like to point out on the crone is that in her medallion, not only is that the Star of David, but each of those triangles, they represent the masculine and the feminine in union and balance, and the circle around them represents completion. So the crone energy is entering here as, and this is the foundational energies, right? This is, you are already here. So you are in this energy, and this is what is coming next from that. Okay, so you are in your sage energies. You are no longer a student. You are ready to go out and use your experience to impact others. And we have the stone and completion. And here we go with the, the stone and the ring. And the ring, I said completion because that is how I interpret that. It is a circle, but it's also a commitment and a vow. I am opening the book to read what the author says about these. Where are we? Oh, I need the tools. There's the ring. Harley, go lay down, please. Harley, go lay down, please. This is not the time to play. It is nighttime, Harley. It is bedtime. Go lay down, sweetie. This is not time. Okay, the stone. The eternal, the anchor, the rock. As an archetypal object, the stone holds psychic and literal weight. Its energy is one of permanence, concreteness, and reliability. The stone's ability to transform is nearly imperceptible to us, as it changes ever so slowly over countless human lifespans. A single stone may see thousands of generations come and go. Therefore, it contains an ancient and eternal presence. The stone is best used to anchor our wild side, so no matter how far we roam, we can always find our way back. The stone tethers us to earth, helping us to ground and connect us to the stillness, quiet, and peace. When this card appears, it is likely the stone is a remedy for what ails us. Humble and easily unnoticed, the power of the stone balances the frenzy of our world. When in balance, steadfast, loyal, committed, present. When out of balance, weighed down, holding back, cold. Okay, and the ring. The ring is the infinite, the will, the connection. The ring is an image of connectedness. Rather than viewing life as linear, as a series of progressive achievements, the ring challenges us to sense the cyclical, infinite nature of our world and experiences. Beginnings and endings fall by the wayside as we practice seeing ourselves as part of the cosmic circuitry of creation. For this reason, it's no surprise a ring is worn on the finger to represent eternal love that surpasses space, time, and worldly things. So much can be projected onto this archetypal image because it mimics the Earth's orbit around our great sun and the intimate bond between two lovers. It is the micro and macro united. This card calls us to deepen connection with self, other, and the world at large. Meanwhile, there may be a literal ring awaiting to adorn your finger. When balanced, connectedness, humility, sacred cycles. When dark, unconscious repetition, starving for connection. Okay, so to me, this is talking about, and again, not completion. That would have been like the world card. But when I see the ring, like the ring to me is reaching a point of commitment, and the stone is a foundation. So it is a completion. You have learned, and you have solidified your beliefs and your values. You have tempered them in the trial of your own experience, and you have committed yourself. This is what those crone energies were. You have committed yourself to the path that you are on based on your principles and values that are driving your goals. So, and that is what these energies are representing to me. We also have the first, second, and third. So this is what is rooting us into the ground to Gaia and connecting. Okay. So now I want to see, since we have connection with others, so the relationship, what are we being invited to? We are invited to take the principles and values of our foundations out into our connections. So let's see where specifically that is leading us. I like kind of the crown and root way of looking at the external energies that are influencing my energy. So this I would view as me, my vessel, where we are as a collective, the boat that we are riding in, what our body is experiencing. And then we have the astrological influences coming in from above us. And that is the third house, communication and interaction. My throat chakra is going again. I did just recently, randomly out of the blue, quit vaping. So my voice and lungs are just somewhat clearing out and stabilizing after having, done a lifetime of damage to them. So that will take time and my voice will clear out. The foundation, the stone, those foundational values and cores and principles, what we are choosing to live our life aligned with, our truth, is being taken out in connection through the energies of communication and interaction. So speaking, and we're repeating the same energies still. So speaking, getting out, talking with others, sharing your beliefs and your values in connection with others, and a commitment to do that. Now we're going to find the energies of the earth. The astrological energies are like the river. The energies of the earth determine whether the river is expansive or compressive, like whether the land is wide open and the river can flow easily and be broad and expansive, or a narrow valley canyon, which compresses the energies and tends to make them rougher and surge. Energies of the ground. So this is the root, the ground. So we've got the crown and the ground. And there's that purity card again. That is a repeating theme. So coming out of that isolation, like when we feel like we are in isolation, and that is where we solidified our values. And we're getting in this year of the horse, like February, we're at the last moon of the year of the snake, the shedding, which has been this purification where beliefs were tempered. Bottom of the deck on that one was time. So the year of the fire horse begins in February, for sure. And that horse is about to break through that thin ice. And then all of this is going to surge forward. And that is going to be the release, the invitation to release those principles that we have tempered in isolation. I want to see what the message is in those energies. What are they wanting us as the collective that is watching? What are they wanting us to carry forward after this period of isolation is broken by the fire horse's emergence? What are we carrying forward, being called to? And those energies break. What will be released? That is the completion of the isolation, which you're heading towards connection. We know that from ring in the 3rd house. But also completion with looking at the past and dealing with the past energies. You're no longer doing your shadow work. You've completed that. You are closing the door on those past energies. And a cough. So throat chakra. And here again, just like earlier today, we have right use of power is the bottom of the deck energy. So you have done all of the shadow work. You have integrated your shadow. You have learned how to regulate your inner child. You have figured out what your truth is, what you value, and what really motivates and moves you. And you are ready and committed to your principles and your own truth and your own goals with deliberate intent and motivation. And this is where you're speaking from and interacting from in this connection to yourself. Sorry, I had my dog is distracting me again, so she made me lose track. I was in a really good flow there for a minute. But this communication and interaction, which has all been tempered in this hermit phase that is coming to an end, that cycle is completed. The treasures have been found. You are ready to burst forth, whole and complete. What role will they be emerging from the chrysalis phase? Because that's what the ice is, where it's a chrysalis phase. And when that fire horse energy enters in February and that door closes on those past energies, what role will the collective be stepping into with all of their values and principle and commitment intact and aim true? What are they being called toward, to rise into? We have the tailor. That is attention to detail, taking pride in your work and your creation and realizing that it is your creation. You are the meaning maker, right? So paying attention to your thoughts, your behaviors, your alignment, taking care of your body, and making sure that everything is aimed at your greatest good and highest potential, right? Because we're allowed to have pride in work that is well done and aimed true. The catalyst, radical changes, taking control. So you're stepping into your sovereignty and your authority, where in the past you may have been more of the victim stance. You may have been more adrift in the tides and less aware of them and able to command them and work with them. And you are the waker, awareness and reflection. So you know yourself. You have worked with your energies. You have a PhD in your own experience, and you are ready to go out into the world. That is what this reading is telling me. You are ready. There's in the bottom of the deck on that is the weaver. So you have the tailor and the weaver. You are controlling the tapestry and the thread of your reality, right? You have both. You have all the keys. The door on the past is closing because you're done with it. You've healed everything. There isn't anything more to learn. You know what the wounds are. You know what your strengths are. The genie's out of the bottle. You went and did the shadow work and found a genie at the bottom waiting. All right, I'm going to pull one more. I have a feeling I'm going to really like this card, and it's going to tell me what would it feel like for me to sit in the collective's energy right now? How would I perceive them? How would their energy feel to me? How would it feel to be in this collective's energy for me? Fish energy, which is really good since I've been talking about rivers and streams and knowing how to ride them, right? So we'll talk about that. That's Pisces energy to me. Water energy, which is emotional. They know their rivers and their way around those emotional currents. They're masters of their element. They know their way home. I think of the salmon running upstream. I'm looking it up in the book. So I'm kind of rambling a little bit while I'm looking it up in the book, but that's probably where all of the reading is going to come from for me. All right. Fish. Restlessness, change of focus, lost in the current. Oh my goodness. I don't believe, so for me, that is not what this is. A fish, this is like a salmon. So I'm going to read this, but that is not the way this card feels to me. There's the imagery if you want. When in balance, adaptable, travels well. That is how that feels to me. When out of balance, distracted, changes mind often. I don't take reversal, so I understand that can be in there because we're still going to run into triggers, right? If we've been in this period of isolation for a while, interacting with others, again, especially speaking from this authority that we haven't had to speak from before, there's going to be a little bit of that disorientation and some of these lesser qualities, like some distraction. But we're going to recover from that really, really well because you had the tailor and the weaver, and you're awake now. You have mastered your shadows. So this is a balanced fish. Just be aware that those shadow traits of this are always going to be present. We are always going to be working with duality and pendulums within ourselves. So if you see yourself changing your mind often or feeling distracted, that is, and you know this because you've done the work, you know that is your cue to regulate and redirect, right? Small changes build up over time into massive reframing, okay? So when in balance, adaptable, travels well. This is a salmon. This fish knows this river. There are too many elements in this to say that this fish doesn't know its river. The fish loves to be subsumed in life's current. Nothing pleases it more than movement, and more movement. The roaming lifestyle of the fish may be exhilarating for a while, but usually leads to weariness and slippery relationships. With all the possibilities out there in the vast waters, the fish becomes lost without clear goals. And that's why you have the stone and the ring, right? You have these. So this fish knows where he's going. You see how he's pointed there? This is not a lost fish. But it is important to always make sure you have your goals and your stone and foundation in place. Spend some time with the lunar forces, dear fish, as the peace and calm of the moon will soothe your soul. Tonight is the snow moon, the last full moon before the fire horse year fully takes effect. So that is the advice and the guidance to you, is to look at that lunar energies. What is the moon's energies asking of you? And for a lot of us, the moon's energies have been asking us to look at safety in our relationships and where we are dealing with like father wounds and how that has shaped our feelings around safety. So that is what this snow moon, February 1st of 2026 is in a lot of what I have seen asking. There's more that other readers are, so pay attention to things like that. Whatever moon cycle you are in, look at what the questions and reflection of the moon are asking you to look at. And that may be the catalyst that is going to help set. That may be the catalyst that's going to help this horse break through the ice and set this all in motion. So go to those questions, look at them. You've got everything set. You are set up to win the game. Go, little fish, swim the river. You know your way home.